Hi, it's Christasha again. So, I was called to do a video explaining the purpose of my channel, what qualifies me as a high priestess, and where I want to take this. It's not a passion project. This is my life's work. Okay. Well, let's start off by giving you a rundown of my background. I was raised Catholic. I went to a Catholic school from when I was in preschool all the way up until my freshman year of high school. So I had a very keen understanding of the spiritual world from a very, very young age. And as I grew a little older, and maybe around middle school, I was really upset that I wasn't allowed to be a priest because I was a woman. Obviously, in the Catholic Church, only males can be ordained as priests. So I think that was the start of my rebellion against God, because I didn't want to be a nun. No way. Why? I wanted to lead masses. I wanted to preach the word of God, and I couldn't do so. That made me really mad. So I went down a different form of spirituality. I got into metaphysics. And if you don't know what metaphysics is, I highly suggest you research it. It's essentially the study of all things that are of the physical world, but things that we can't see with our naked eyes. It's energy, basically. And then I started getting into the occult. Yeah, I guess you could label it the occult. Yes, it was the occult. And at that point, I was a student of magic, I guess you could say. And I made a lot of mistakes. But it never steered me away from wanting to be closer to God and wanting to know God and how God works in our lives. And then as I grew a little older, I was probably like 19, 20, 21, 22. That's when I started kind of worshiping a false god, and he was a rock star. So by nature, I was gravitated towards someone who I believed embodied what I thought was godlike. And when we're young, it's very easy to do so if you don't have a solid spiritual foot to stand on, and if your home life is in shambles, So I worshiped him for a long time, and I never thought of him as God, right? But I would do, I had dreams about him, and I would, like, I don't know, just like cry out to him when I was sad or depressed or angry, you know, thinking he would fix it somehow. And that probably went on until I went, yeah, it stopped when I was like around 23 or so. And then I went back to like metaphysics, and I studied Hinduism and another Eastern religion, Buddhism. I definitely went down that path. And all the while I was a very disciplined meditator too. So and then I went to art school, and I think my spirituality was definitely on the back burner because I was focused on getting a good career and working on my degree. But, you know, God was never present. Like, I didn't pray to the God that I understand now. I didn't worship the God that I understand now. And you know, anyways, basically where I'm going with all of this is just the fact that I don't want to sound pious and saying that I am a high priestess, but I have very highly developed psychic abilities, and they only became developed because I got sober from alcohol. And now, I mean, I am very powerful, very powerful. Mixed with my meditation for over 14 years, and the different placements that I have in my birth chart and in my numerological chart. You know, that's not even talking about what I know from my father's side. I don't know any of the spiritual gifts on my mother's side. And it's because I believe that they are practicing the dark arts. I've had a lot of visions recently, and you know, it's funny because I just kept saying, God, please continue to develop my psychic abilities. Please continue to show me the truth about every single person and every single situation in my life. And oh, did God show me. God showed me a lot. I have been celibate for well over a year now. And, you know, as you should know, many practices, you know, monks and priests and things of that nature, they become celibate when they're heavy in their studies, and I have been. You know, I said, God, show me the truth about everyone in my life. I know a lot of like, I could just look at a person now and know their secrets. Like, that's how deep my spiritual power goes. And I was watching the show on Netflix Wednesday, and her mother described her spiritual gifts as one of a raven. She's able to see dark visions, and she understands the underworld very well, as I do. And after I got sober, I released myself from the gates of hell, because hell was a place on earth for me. It truly was. Alcohol was my ball and chain from when I was 15 all the way up until I was 29. 14 years of heavy alcoholism. And since I've been sober now for over a year and a half, I am so enlightened. I am so enlightened. And when I mean enlightened, I mean I am truly enlightened. I feel like a modern day philosopher. And that's why I'm so excited to start this journey with you. I am honored to be your spiritual guide and teacher. I highly suggest that you research your numerology chart if you haven't done so. I like numerology for its more specific path, if that makes sense. You're able to see your life's path much more clearer than an astrological birth chart would do so. So if you don't know your numerology chart, go online, and all you need is your full name and your date of birth, and you will get your different numbers, okay? That's your homework. My life path number is a 7. 7 is the number of the divine, highly analytical, intuitive, spiritual. Yes, I can be a hermit at times, but only when I need to gain more knowledge and wisdom. If I wasn't going the spiritual route, I would definitely have gotten my doctorate in psychology. I share a birthday with Carl Jung. I don't believe that's a coincidence. Excuse me, guys. I have to drink some water here. I was channeling a lot today. If you want to grow your intuition, start drinking more water. Yeah, and I am just really excited to share my gifts and my knowledge with you. The knowledge that I do carry right now is very ancient. I don't want to say what I believe that my spirit guides are telling me that I am, but I truly believe, we'll just say that I embody a raven. So, what else? I think that's it. If anyone has any suggestions about any tips, well, not tips, but like any suggestions about what they want to see on here, please leave it down in the comment section. I mean, I know anything spiritual. I have so much knowledge and experience. I've been on a spiritual journey since I came out of the womb, to be quite honest. I've always loved going to church. I'm not against religion. I'm really not. I love church. I love going into church and feeling the presence of God. It's just so beautiful. So yeah. So that's all I have right now. I will see y'all in another video. Bye.